Is it true that a woman who sleeps with men, different men, would come down with fibroid? Number two, a virgin cannot develop fibroid. A woman who does a shower walk, in quotes, he said that come down with fibroid. In the olden days, there was nothing like fibroid though. You knew doctors every time fibroid. Please, why is it now so common that everywhere we turn to fibroid? Why?
Fibroid has always been there,
Hmm.
always. In the days of our grand, it has always been there. But
Hmm.
now there is improved diagnostic modalities. In those days, how many people they do scan? If you get belle, you are most likely to be at home. Then you get delivered at home. Who really cares? Who does scan those days? But now with improved diagnostic modalities, you now see that we begin to see it more frequently. So yes, it has always been there, but it's because of diagnosis that now make us discover it more.
What is fibroid? Because there's so many misconceptions about what fibroid is, especially when you go on the internet. So I wanted to help us break it down. What exactly is fibroid?
Okay, so fibroid means that the womb is growing excessively. Like, okay, not like the womb itself, but the muscles in the womb is beginning to divide more than how it should be. So it
Hmm.
now forms a growth or a swelling or a mass inside the body of the womb, how it should be, and then decide to form a swelling or a mass. And it is not due to that. That maybe when we are talking about misconception, we would maybe dwell more. But
Yeah.
it's just the fact that there is excessive growth of the muscle in the womb, so that causes swelling of the
Hmm.
womb or a mass. That's just the simple meaning of what a fibroid is. And for you to have fibroid, the first, at least you come out here first, for you to have a fibroid, it means that you have a womb. So you should first of all be glad that there is a womb. There
Hmm.
are people that don't have wombs for fibroid to grow.
What really causes this fibroid? Because we've seen comments online that if you are a woman and you eat this food, that is why you develop fibroid. If you are a woman, you take this medicine, that is why you develop fibroid. Is this linked to fibroid, or why would a woman come down with fibroid?
Um, Scientifically, we've not been able to establish what is the exact cause of fibroid.
Hmm.
We have no one can really put a hand and say, oh, this is what is causing fibroid. For instance, now if someone has cervical cancer, I can say, now this virus they cause this cancer. But for
Okay.
fibroid, there is nothing you can hold and say this is why suddenly the womb is growing, the muscles of the womb are growing,
Hmm.
growing themselves, growing excessively. But we know that there are some things that some of us have that we predispose us to having fibroids.
Okay.
So some
Okay.
of those first, we that are black people, that you are black, you are African, you have a higher chance of having fibroids than someone who is a Caucasian, that's someone who was or whose origin is white, UK, those Caucasian people. So we find more fibroids in black people than in white people. And what's the if you notice, if you hear the talks of fibroid, is more in our setting, because even our type of fibroid that we have in Africa or in black is the very terrible one, such that at young age we can start having fibroids, unlike the so. And then some people, if their family, a member of their family, a sister, a mother, an aunt had fibroids, there is a high chance that the person will have a fibroid in her
Hmm.
reproductive time. Then also women of reproductive age are women between the ages of 15 and 49. So you are likely to develop fibroids than people that are outside that age group. Then also, a woman who had never been pregnant before, you know, some African adage will say that a womb that has no occupant we try to make something occupied, and more likely it's going to be the muzzle of the womb growing excessively, saying that I
Hmm.
need an occupant. So a woman who had never been pregnant before has a higher chance of having fibroid than the person who had been pregnant
Be
before.
pregnant.
Then, as we have estrogen, we have hormones, estrogens that keeps us fresh. So, and this estrogen, they have also been linked to people having fibroid. People who have this excessive estrogen, they are linked to having fibroid. And people that you find that in are
Hmm.
people who are a little of the bigger size, what we say obesity, because the fat cells, the fat in them will be breaking down, changing into those hormones. Those
Hmm.
hormones we work on the womb of the woman and make the muscle starts growing excessively. So we people who are of the big size, they are likely to develop fibroid than people who are of the slim size. Then
Hmm.
there are some people, some recently, who are beginning to see that people who don't eat a lot of fruits and fibers, like they don't dwell on vegetables, fruits, that they are also at risk. People who eat a lot of beef all the time, beef meat, because
Hmm.
this meat also, they possess some growth hormone that works on the womb and cause the womb muscles to be growing excessively. So, advocates are like women should cut down on those things and promote more vegetables and fat diet. Those are some of the reasons why people develop fibroid. But that fibroid, we can say this is a particular cause. No, you cannot. Nobody can hold anything and say this is why women have fibroid, or this is the cause of fibroid.
Okay, so based on what you said, meaning that there are other things that can increase the risk of a woman coming down with fibroid.
Definitely, definitely.
Okay, I believe you are watching this session right now. You've been able to pick one or two stuff as the cause of fibroid. Let's just address something quickly. I don't know if you came across that video. A man of God said the cause of fibroid. He said it, and the funny thing about videos like this is that they live on the internet forever. You can't
True.
pull them down. That is the problem. So I feel it's our responsibility to also put our own information out there. Is it true that a woman who sleeps with men, different men, would come down with fibroid? Number two, a virgin, because he mentioned those stuff. So also want to counter those comments. A virgin cannot develop fibroid. He also mentioned that a woman who does a shower walk, in quotes, he said that come down with fibroid. Can you help us correct that or address that?
A lot of people can say all sorts of things from wherever they are just by mere thinking about them. So they just think of things and decide to scare people away. Now, let's even start with a virgin not developing fibroid. I have operated on several nun who are virgins. We know who a nun
Hmm.
is now.
Hmm.
I've operated on several nuns for fibroids who are virgins. I'm not saying,
Hmm.
I mean several. Why? Because one thing I said just now was that non-liparity, like people who had never been pregnant, they are
Hmm.
more at risk of having fibroids because the wombs, have a theory that estrogen, progesterone, they did not rest at all. When you are pregnant, those hormones rest. That's why you are not menstruating. Those hormones sort of rest. So they didn't rest at all. They kept working on the womb, working on the womb. So I'm just using layman terms so that people
Yeah.
who are medical can understand me better. So we see fibroid in this set of people more than even the one that has been committing abortion. And we are not promoting saying all those practices, but we are just saying based on this fibroid talk.
Hmm.
We even operate more not because their womb is resting. Their womb is not
Mm-hmm.
resting, menstruating all the time, and then
All the
she's not
time.
carrying any pregnancy. And most of them are virgins, even by their religious by their religious inclination and how they chose to separate themselves. When I mean nun, I mean Reverend Sister, in case some people don't know what a nun is. So we
Mm.
see even more fibroids in nun or Reverend Sisters than even the prostitutes, so to speak. So that's the first thing about virginity and fibroid. That's a total lie. In fact, it's almost going to be like the opposite of what he intended to say. Then in respect to if a girl is sleeping around, there is no scientifically there is no relationship between sleeping all over and developing fibroid. Sleeping all over can give you infections, can give you even you get pregnant, and so when you get pregnant you possibly commit abortion, get pregnant again, commit abortion, and then that process, estrogen and progesterone, those kind of hormones, that the estrogen that really works on those muscles, they don't have the opportunity to, they rest in those periods.
Mm-hmm.
So we are not advocating that people should do that because those
Mm-hmm.
have their own risk, but I'm just trying to force him based on what we experience in clinical practice. So definitely, he was just saying that to scare people, to make them afraid, to make them afraid, and then so maybe stop their habits.
Their habits, yeah, yeah. Just
That
that this
what I
generation,
yeah.
if you saw his audacity, if you saw the way he commented, I was
I
like,
think
my
I saw
God.
the video and I was just laughing. I just kept laughing and laughing. I just said he just want to scare the ladies in his area, and then
Yeah.
those sort of things, they may scare people, but then he's putting something because there are ladies there who have fibroids and they have kept themselves, and the man we not
Stigma.
trust her again because he feels that, oh, you have fibroids, so you are be doing this around. Meanwhile, that's not the case. So such
Hmm.
such such people on
Comments.
with such authority shouldn't pass those comments
Those
because
comments.
the other people will take it and start looking down on this person who have this condition. Meanwhile, that's not the kind of
True.
lifestyle this person might have lived. So
True.
unfortunately, we
True.
have a lot of them in Africa.
Thank you very much for correcting that. Let's go to the next one because of time. A woman says, Doctor, I didn't know. I just went to the hospital for something else and they checked me and discovered that I had fibroid. How come? I want you to help us break it down. How would a woman know that I have fibroid? What would she see? What are the symptoms? Oh, if I see this and this, it might just be fibroid, or there would be no sign at all.